Ladies and gentlemen, you think that I'm joking, and it's not satire. Maybe it's a metaphor for what Democrats are going to do, but you're looking at a Bernie dossier or something if Bernie doesn't drop out after this Tuesday, after tomorrow. Okay? Ohio, they're still voting because Democrats keep everything open. When it comes to defeating Bernie Sanders and cheating him and making sure he's no longer in the way, causing problems with policies they have no interest in ever implementing, they're only using Bernie and his movement and his supporters to funnel votes back into the Democratic Party. But you better believe that after Tuesday, they're going to come up with something. Maybe it's the Bernie Bernard dossier. What? Kumquats? Hamsters? Oh, my God. Oh, no. Fire hydrants? Oh, my God. Oh, my. It was different when we were spreading this disinformation about Trump. That was okay, but me? That's how you do me? They're going to demand Bernie drop out, and not just demand. They're going to... It could be a Bernie dossier. It could be... Because the Trump dossier was, guess what? Purchased by, well, you know who, the future nominee. The 2020 Democratic nominee will be Hillary Clinton. You're not going to go into the centennial of the 19th Amendment, the 100-year anniversary of women getting the right to vote in this country with Joe Biden. Hey, man. Hey, come on, man. Come on, man. Leg, lotion. Pickett's charge. Yeah. Al Capone, 19th Amendment. I want to abolish it. Who knows what he would say? You think they're going to roll with him? Does that make any sense at all? Does he have a Hulu? Is there a Biden on Hulu? No, there's a Biden on Burisma. There's no Biden on Hulu. There's Hillary on Hulu. There's Clinton every single day. I can defeat Trump. But look, it doesn't matter. The whole thing's a sham, a charade, and a farce and a theatrical performance anyway. Why do you think Amy Klobuchar and Mayor Pete left right like a day before Super Tuesday? And then Michael Bloomberg left a day after Super Tuesday. And Elizabeth Warren left a couple days after Super Tuesday. Because they really were running for president. They really wanted to become president. Just like Bill de Blasio, who went to the gym and nobody was there after he told people not to go to the gym. Do you think Bill de Blasio really thought he was... Do you think Kirsten Gillibrand really thought that she was going to become president? Do you think these people don't know what's going on? They all met. If you look at the Hill Newsweek, they all met with Hillary Clinton, except for Bernie. Clinton 2020 is a reality. Get ready for 8 years of Trump. I stated that in 2017, February of 2017, in the Huffington Post. I accurately predicted this election. It's not going to be Biden. There's not even a base of support for Biden. He's defeating Bernie because Bernie has not explained how he'll get not just Medicare for all, but a Green New Deal legislation, abolishing ICE, student loan, banning fracking, everything that he wants to accomplish. He hasn't explained how. Instead of becoming a social media creation from pundits that he couldn't even endorse. Bernie Sanders can't even endorse the pundits that made a living in propping him up for the past 4 years. Bernie Sanders sold his soul to James Clapper and Brennan and Comey and Strzok and all of these people saying that Trump worked with Russia. Oh, we have got to investigate Trump. Well, then you're not. He talked about the power structure. The power structure starts also with corrupt intelligence chiefs. Trump never worked with Russia. I love there are journalists on the left that do it. We spoke out against the whole Russia thing. No, you didn't explain that Trump was set up. You couldn't go that extra step because then you would actually have to say something nice about Trump or defend him. President Trump was set up, and it was people like Bernie Sanders who fomented the absurd fantasy that Trump worked with Russia to hack the DNC to inform the country that he was cheated, that Bernie was cheated. In 2016, the DNC emails forced Debbie Wasserman Schultz to resign. The funny, this is hilarious because, if you're on the left and you diss me, you're really dissing yourself. The knock on me to some people is like, oh yeah, H.A. Goodman, how Bernie can still win. Well, genius, he was running up until July 5th against a person who had top secret intelligence on servers outside of the United States government. And guess what? Clinton has a deposition that she has to answer questions from Judicial Watch, the next month or so? It doesn't matter. She's still going to be nominee. She doesn't care about any scandal, controversy, depositions. Every day is a deposition. Are you running? Well, I'm not running currently. But I can, never say never. The door is ajar. Maggie Haberman in March of 2019. Okay, let's just replay this all over again. In March of 2019, there was the Chappaqua cable station, the public access station in Chappaqua, that said, for the first time ever, Hillary Clinton is not running. She's promised. She's not running. She promised. Then, literally, not even 24 hours later, 12 hours later, you get this Maggie Haberman of the New York Times saying, well, spoke to people close to Clinton, and she was just saying that she didn't want to. She's not categorically not running. She's keeping the door open. But she was just, upset that, men like John Kerry aren't told to stay out of politics. It's because people are petrified of you, Madam Secretary. They're petrified. Then fast forward, you had Clinton saying she wants to be president in November of 2000. She wouldn't mind. She would like to be president. Then she said, I can defeat Trump. Then she said, she told Trump, don't tempt me, Then she said that she had the urge to run again. Then she said, then a lot of people said, there are a lot of people who want her to run, she said, and she's under enormous pressure. This is a person who said she survived Bosnian sniper fire, and I think one of the hilarious lies was that she wanted to become a Marine. Okay. Then, and let me just get this straight. Was it a Marine or the Army Hillary Clinton joined? So, Hillary Clinton claims she tried to join the Marines. Okay, this is the Washington Post. Okay. CNN, Hillary Clinton revives story of trying to join Marines. What are the chances Clinton ever tried to join the Marines? Marine Corps Times. Why Hillary Clinton said the Marine Corps turned her away. Okay. She didn't try to join the Marine Corps. All right. She didn't survive Bosnian sniper fire. That never happened. She was greeted with flowers. Okay. You're talking about somebody. She didn't delete yoga emails. Talking about didn't use servers for convenience, and it wasn't a security review, and information was classified the second it was sent, and special access program and top secret intelligence were sent, and they were not retroactively classified. Look, everyone who doesn't see what's going on is being completely duped by the media, which this fake apocalypse nonsense has really gone out of control. Check out my segment. Over 100,000 people, conservative, that's a conservative estimate, could lose their jobs in the next 2 weeks in Los Angeles County. They closed down restaurants and completely shut down all the bars. So what do you do with people living paycheck to paycheck? I explained this in my segment prior to the... there's a segment... Two segments ago. So check that out. What do you do with people who are living paycheck to paycheck? But anyway, the point is, I'm not even going to get into that. More people, unfortunately, lose their lives texting and driving than fake apocalypse. Definitely from drinking and driving and the horrible repercussions associated with that. But anyway, doesn't mean you don't. If society is already doing what it should, or in terms of the Major League Baseball or basketball, but you don't have government shouldn't say, well, we're gonna close these businesses down for 2 weeks. Well, really, based on what? Based on what? Because you didn't do that with other, whatever. we can go on forever. The whole point is this. They're keeping Ohio, Illinois, Arizona, and Florida polls open tomorrow. So, the sky is falling, except when it's to just, make sure Bernie Sanders isn't a threat or a problem or a pain in the rear end anymore. Do you think they care about anything to do with Bernie Sanders? So when people say like, oh, well, you said that Bernie could still win. Yeah, he was, up until July 5th, I never said he was going to win. And I never said, how he could win. July 5th, 2016, James Comey literally covered up a litany of crimes. Can't have servers with top secret intel. It wasn't about emails. Just like the DNC emails wasn't just embarrassing. It was about cheating Bernie Sanders, which he didn't have the integrity to explain to everyone that he was cheated, to admit that he was cheated. He talks about power structure yesterday with Biden. He's part of the power structure. He's a tool. He's a little tiny pawn. Bernie Sanders is a little irrelevant pawn of people who utilize him to get his voters to vote Democrat. If he really wanted to take it to the power structure, he would join the Green Party and take it to the power structure. Democrats would never win again unless they implemented his policies. But he wouldn't do that. He won't do that. So, Democrats only care about leverage. They live in a cyber reality where if you don't vote Democrat, then you're excommunicated and you're a Trump supporter and you're a Russian operative, who carries a tiki torch and you're horrible. And then they condemn and judge and your friends won't talk to you. And they've lost it. Democrats and liberals in general have completely and utterly lost it. And they'll lose it again. They'll be like, what happened in November of 2020? And then Clinton will lose again. I'm not being funny when I say that. She'll write a book. What happened again? What happened this time? This is the MC Breed election. Ain't No Future in Your Frontin'. One of the great rappers of the 90s. One of the great rappers of all time. He really is one of the great rappers, great musical artists. And Ain't No Future in Your Frontin' is a philosophical song. There's a lot of philosophy in it. Guess what? Democrats, their song is, the only future we have is frontin'. And the other remix is, the only thing we do is front. That's all they do. That's all they do. They pretend. That's all they do is pretend. Do you think they care about fake apocalypse if they're keeping the primaries open? They don't care. Don't get me started. Okay? They're like, don't go to bars and restaurants. But if you have to vote Bernie out to it, some Biden can pass the baton to Hillary. But they're going to have they're going to have a Bernie dossier ready. He's going to lose miserably because he's down by 20 points. If you look, he's down by 22 points nationally. Okay? In Ohio... Well, in Georgia, he's down by 36 points, and that's March 24th, so next week. In Florida, he's down by 42 points also, okay, nationally. This is according to 538. In Ohio, where they got just enough people to think that it's still not up and running, he's down by 25 points. This is an average of all the polls. In Illinois, and it's like you can't have the regular cold nowadays without like SEAL Team 6 coming with a 5.56, God forbid. So it's like the hysteria is just... It's not even rational. It's completely irrational because Democrats have taken over. They don't have Russia anymore. They don't have impeachment. So they're like, yeah, this is amazing. They're so happy. I know liberal Democrats, most of whom are my friends. You've never seen happier people with the end of the world. They think the end of the world is coming, but they're also like gleeful and the Schadenfreude. You've never seen them happier. It's unbelievable. This is all Trump's fault. It's like you're still gonna lose in November. Just like I said in the Huffington Post in 2017, Biden is up almost 30 points in Illinois. These are political, Democratic machines, okay? And then Ohio, where the primary was not happening, not happening, not happening, not happening, not happening, not happening, not happening. Now it's happening. Now it's not happening. Now it's not happening. What? Yeah, it's happening. 25 points down. So people, well, you said that he could still win in 2016. Yeah, because he was running against a person who literally committed crimes. But you can't talk about that. And that's why the Democrats stomp all over you. You cannot find nowadays, not all, but there are so many arrogant imbeciles who don't realize, how to actually defeat the Democratic Party. So then I don't have Twitter, but I sometimes type my name in, and I have a lot of hilarious things. I find it hilarious, but it's also not annoying that people try to disparage me, which I find funny because when they diss me, they diss themselves, really. But the notion, Jay Goodman said that Bernie could still win. It's you do realize that Bernie Sanders had it. He could have brought up the fact that she could have been indicted by the FBI, and that anyone in her position would have been indicted, and he could have actually made a case. But no. Your hands off on Burisma, your hands off on emails, hands off on anything. Then he goes on a tirade about the power structure. Bernie is a tool and a pawn of the power structure. My God almighty. I said, well, you know what? He might not have won, but he changed the conversation. No, he didn't. They hate Medicare for all now. They will never implement, ever. Even if we're we're not voting anymore. They don't care. They don't care if young people don't vote because young people in general don't vote. So they don't care at all. But keep thinking that you're you're so ahead of the curve with the hilarious Twitter profile names. Most of 90% of Bernie supporters are going to vote for Hillary Clinton, like they did 88 to 90% in 2016. Give me your thoughts below. After tomorrow, it's either Bernie drops out or they have a dossier waiting for him. So, Hillary Clinton's going to be nominee. Everyone knows this. Well, I should say everyone running in the Democratic Party knows this. Give me your thoughts. Thank you so very, very much. Subscribe to H.A. Goodman's other channel right now. And if you want to support my voice long term, I know that it's either me or toilet paper, but my Patreon link is below. Thank you so very, very much.